What's up, guys? LTX here, back with another video. Not entirely sure why cars are like this on the backstretch, but who gives a shit. This is going to be race 6 of I don't know how many I'm going to do, probably 26 or 36, or 30, I don't know. We're going to go straight through the starting lineup. Mark Thompson, Kennington, Gillen, Colwitt, Casey Mears, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Timmy Hill, Cody Ware, Matt DiBenedetto, Brennan Gaughan, Trevor Bayne, Ty Dillon, David Reagan, Darrell Wallace Jr., Michael McDowell, AJ Allmendinger. Casey Kane, Ryan Newman, William Byron, Daniel Suarez, Austin Dillon, Chris Buescher, Chase Elliott, Eric Jones, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Nick Murray, Menard, Stenhouse, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Clint Boyer, Alex Bowman, Eric Almirola, Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Busch, and Kevin Harvick. Two interesting figures I'd like to notice in the top 5. First one, not as significant. Jimmy Johnson, they've been okay this season. Qualifying, they've been very poor. So this is uncharacteristically good qualifying for them. But because Hendrick is a notorious team for having great engines, I think it could be expected that they're going to perform decently here. As we have Alex Bowman not too far behind, and Chase Elliott and Byron with some ground to make up, and I'm sure they'll be fine. Excuse me, while I pull up the points right here. I should probably make another big point out of it that Kurt Busch is down here 31st in points, only one top 10. I'm pretty sure he's DNF from almost every race. So he's definitely had a rough season. And I think starting second here is really going to help him turn that around. So again, not sure why we had only half a pace lap. I must have unchecked. I probably unchecked full pace lap. Whatever. It's all good. It doesn't matter. All that matters is we're about to go green in the Irish Hills. And it's going to be Kevin Harvick. Seems like nothing's changed, leading us to the green. A couple of unfamiliar faces starting at the front. We'll see how long they last. As Harvick comes down the front stretch, what camera angle do I want to use? This one. Green flag. Harvick leads him down for lap 1 of 30. Inside lane got a great start. Jimmy Johnson got a great start. He's already going to move down to the inside of Harvick. Inside, knowing NR2003 is notoriously better. So Johnson will be able to claim the lead coming out of this turn. Get this camera angle and make sure everyone lives. While Johnson does have the lead, the question is whether he can hold it. He'll have good speed down the straights, but he might get beat in the corners. See there, although the inside is usually better, Harvick does get a better run off. He will be able to beat Johnson out of the corner. And it's going to be a side-by-side battle from the lead already on lap 1, as the field is all over the place. 3 wide, all over the track. Johnson gets through the corner really good, and he's going to be able to run away with this one for now. Seeing the Black Lowe's for Pros 48 is not a sight, or seeing it out front is not a sight that we see often anymore, so cherish it. It might not last that long. Logano, the Penske cars at the front. Usually Penske's good here. Kurt Busch, a little bit close to the wall. Stewart-Haas gang all hanging out in the top 5, actually. 4 Stewart-Haas cars in the top 5. That's pretty stellar. All on the heels of Jimmy Johnson. It looks like Harvick is starting to reel him back in. Interestingly, Johnson is the highest running Chevy, I believe. It's usually Chase Elliott or Kyle Larson. This is the first time that's happened, but Harvick is consistently running quicker than him, and he's staying right on him. It seems like Johnson beats him in 3 and 4, and then Harvick beats him in 1 and 2. Refreshing to see a different car out front, but that doesn't mean these guys are out of it. Stewart-Haas has been the team to beat all season, and so far all 4 of them are lined up. 2, 3, 4, 5. A couple of flybys here, because flybys at Michigan are real freaking awesome. Who did not like Michigan flybys? I love them. Surprisingly, Johnson's actually being able to gap Kevin Harvick. This is something that they needed. They're not in a terrible place in points, and they've had some pretty decent runs. A season best finish of 4th. And other than that, they've only had 1 top 10. They've only had 2 top 10s this season. So 5 races in, 2 top 10s. Lackluster stats for the 7-time champ. A run like this is what they needed. Out front, leading some laps, and able to stay in front of some of the big guys this season. For instance, Harvick, who already has 2 wins. Almirola, who leads the series in top 10 in average finish. So he's got 2 of the biggest guys behind him. The question is, how long will he hold them off? At the rate things are going, we're going to have green flag pit stops. But every car is still in the race, like we have back here in 10-3 wide action at the back of the pack, so it's no guarantee that we're going to go green all the way. Anyone is subject to crashing. In particular, I want to watch this and make sure these guys live. Looks like they'll be fine. Johnson's still leading, but only by a narrow margin. I believe Harvick is just waiting for him to make some sort of mistake. Looks like Harvick is able to keep even, and just as I say that, Almirola goes for the pass. He's done waiting. This might be bad. This might let Johnson stretch back out. It might let him increase that lead a little bit more and stunt the 4 cars' progress. It will, as you see. Johnson 5 miles an hour faster in the corners as the 2 Stewart Haas fusions race side by side, and they're all going to lose out of that. Almirola is going to lose a spot. Harvick's going to lose significant ground. And now Eric Jones seems to have caught them. Jones has had a lot of speed. He had some really good speed in the last race. I forgot where it was. He was at a short track. I remember that. He had some really good speed. And meanwhile, I completely missed it. But they're taking the leader 3 wide. Almost. Clint Boyer on the inside. Johnson's going to get saved again by the Stewart Haas cars going side by side. He's holding on surprisingly well, but he definitely doesn't have the best car. Doing all he can to keep the lead, but I'm not sure how much longer he'll be able to keep it before being forced to relinquish it. Harvick just a hair better there. That's where Johnson was gaining. Harvick right on the back bumper of the 48. He's got to protect the bottom. It looks like he's going to leave it wide open. Go for the high line, the defensive line. We've only seen it work a couple times. It'll be interesting to see what he does. I don't think he can make it work. He's a little bit quicker, but it's not the run he's going to need. It looks like we're going to have a lead change here. Kevin Harvick should go to the point, and it looks like he could bring Clint Boyer with him. So new leader out front, Kevin Harvick, a familiar sight for this season. Johnson took the lead and led the opening 9 laps, and Harvick took it back. As the field flies by and the 215-mile-per-hour flash. We're going to take a trip through the field real quick. We've been watching these top 5 groups. We're going to go ahead and go to actually 5th place Eric Almirola. Almirola was running right up there with the front. Seems like he's fallen off a little bit. Hold on. I said I was going to do that, but Harvick just checked up massively. Now the whole field's here. Oh, it's because green flag pit stops are beginning. Forgot, first round of green flag pit stops. Lots of people coming on. Most people staying out, it seems. This is dangerous. They could be forced into a 3-stop race if they're not careful. They don't play it right. I think it's still going to be a 2-stopper for most guys, but for the people that stayed out, Kurt Busch. I mean, I'm not sure. You don't get bonus points for leading laps in this thing, but I know that they've had a really, really tough season, and I guess it must be nice to lead some laps. Only 1 car still out, and it looks like that's the 95 Pro Tour Chevrolet of Casey Kane. He has not yet made his trip to pit road, so he'll be able to lead some laps. If he's lucky, a caution will come out. This is where the cautions actually happen a lot, right here. Exiting pit road has been incredibly shady, so I believe the 95 crew is banking on a possible caution and then being able to lap the field. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Kane's going to be forced to come to pit road this time, I believe. He can't stay out for that long. And he'll be coming this time. Make sure nobody wrecks coming out of pit road. That is a pivotal part of the racing here. Looks like we'll be fine. Big question is, here comes Clint Boyer. He might be able to take the race lead. We'll have to see how quickly he can get up there. He did overtake Harvick on pit road, which is a huge thing for him. Ooh, the 21 and 30 we're going to merge up. Here comes the 41 of Kurt Busch. Not going to be enough, but really great strategy by the 41 team to get him up in the top 5. Or keep him up there at least. They need this run. Ryan Newman also having an impressive day. Big losers on that pit cycle. One of them being Jimmy Johnson, and another one being, who else was up there? We had the 4 Stuart Haas cars. We got that's not Stuart Haas. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Eric Almirola and Jimmy Johnson lost significantly on that pit cycle, as did Denny Hamlin. That's not what they needed. Now things seems to have settled down a little bit. Just a little bit of a Stuart Haas train at the front. Class of the field right now. Likeable names: Kurt Busch, Clint Bowyer. A lot more people hate Kevin Harvick. We're reaching the halfway point in this race. It seems we have got a breakaway with the top 10. I think that is. Should get a good scope of it here. Going down into trim 1. And we've reached the halfway point, by the way. So here's our first pack. Top 10, 12. And then everybody else. So we're going to do a quick little segment going through the field. Doesn't seem like there's any immediate challenge to the lead. Harvick leading, Bowyer second. Kurt Busch taking a try for second. Then here's 2 names you don't often see in the top 5. Ryan Newman and Paul Menard. This is something that they needed to help them out in the point standings. Eric Jones running a P6. Suarez started pretty deep in the field. P7's good for him. Johnson's been up in the top 5 most of the day. Was able to lead some laps. Do they have damage? Or is that just the car? Like the paint? I swear I thought they had damage of some sort on the right rear. I guess we'll find another time. Truex, decent day. He wasn't so present last race. Come on, show me the damage. They've got to have damage. No? Okay, I'm seeing things. Anyways, Eric Almirola was up there fighting for the lead. Now he's fallen back to 10th after that pit cycle. We have Joey Logano, who was in the same case as Eric Almirola, fallen just outside the top 10. As we move considerably further back, we got Ryan Blaney, winner of last week's race, running a solid 12th, while currently losing that to Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch has had a season mired with poor finishes, but good race pace. Today they're not as quick, but even a top 10 would be good for them. Kyle Larson, speaking of, was the points leader after race 3, and he's dropped all the way down to 15th after just 2 bad races. That's how harsh that this series can be. Hamlin 15th, Keselowski 16th, Bubba Wallace with a good run so far, 17th, Austin Dillon 18th after a surprisingly good run last week, Byron 19th, Ty Dillon 20th, Brennan Gaughan, excellent job by them, 21st right now, Nick Murray, Kane, De Benedetto, Timmy Hill, there he is again, running top 30, Alex Bowman, man, they must have missed it or something. Expecting and Chase Elliott. Holy cow. I'm not sure if it's damage, mechanical, or what, but they must have missed it. Stenhouse, too. Stenhouse. That is really, really bad. Anyways, as we go back to the front, it continues to be the Stuart Haas show. Kevin Harvick leads 2 of his teammates. Eric Almirola, I believe, is battling Johnson right now. Oh, he's gone around Johnson for the 9th spot. So 10 cars seeming to come back to life late in the run here as we... Oh, go away, I don't care. As we seem to be coming to the next round of green flag stops, we should be, at least, either this lap or next lap. I believe it's the next lap. Harvick seeing no immediate threat from his teammates as they run behind him. I know that's going to change. Kurt Busch is one who could really use this win. A big payout in points and a lock into the playoffs would save their season, because after 5 races, you can still come back. But they are over 2 races worth of points behind Kevin Harvick. And I think they're a considerable 30 or 40 points outside the Cup, which is still doable, but it's not how you want to start the season. It's been rough for them, but they can still come back. Even a top 5 here would definitely change the mood and the momentum for them. That would be a game changer. Anyone come to pit road? No? Well, it's a two-stopper for everybody then. 3 wide back here. 95.62.1. They're going to make it out just fine. Pit stops look like they might be happening here. Yep. Kurt Busch is going to stay out. Harvick is going to lead a number of cars onto pit road. And we'll see who comes. Should be the same people who came first last time. First wave of green flag stops for the second round. Second round, first wave. The largest out of all of them. Should be Kurt Busch, who still retains the lead. It's going to take a good stop by that team. They need to have a money stop on this car because they get right up on Kevin Harvick in the long run, but they can't make the pass complete, and it's going to take a good stop by them if they want to get out front and take the lead of this thing. If we're correct, we should see Kasey Kahne. There he is over on the left side of the screen. Stay out, and he should come in next time. Now here's where Kasey Kahne's luck is. That is the caution he was looking for, and he might get caught up in it as he narrowly misses it. And I don't think it's over. More cars possibly. That might bring out the caution. Yes, it did, and that is catastrophic for Kevin Harvick, Clint Bowyer, and many other drivers who got lapped then. We'll have to see the scoring loop and who got lapped at the time of caution. But that is absolutely catastrophic for some of these guys. Especially so Harvick and Bowyer. Where are they? I don't see them. There's Harvick. That's going to be some damage to his car. Bowyer's going to have damage. That is a massive game changer. We're going to go take a look at the replay in just a moment. Back with the replay. This is the stuff that the 95 team was hoping for. Collisions coming out of pit road and 2 Stewart-Haas teammates. Kahne almost got caught up in it. A lot of these guys got lapped. I'm not sure when the caution came out. We've got to go back to the exact frame when the caution came out to decide who gets lapped and who doesn't. So if we go frame by frame, pace car lights activate there. So right there they activate. So if we look, Kasey Kahne is right here. So I don't know how close it's going to be, but Hamlin and Almirola just barely miss it. And it looks like it might be Kyle Larson and everybody back who will unfortunately get lapped. But the pace car's lights do activate, and I think a lot of the guys up there in that top 10 are going to make it out and stay on the lead lap. We'll find out who's in and who's out after the break. Okay, we're back. The whole thing is completely busted. Cody Ware is not leading. Matter of fact, none of these guys are leading. I'm not entirely sure why they are all where they are. I guess they're let down. The real leader is back here, Paul Menard. And then, it's actually Ryan Newman. And then it goes Menard, Truex, Kurt Busch, Ryan Blaney. So this would not shock me at all if we have a wreck that takes out a lot of these guys. It's a late race restart at Michigan, and they've got a lot of slow cars, back markers in front of them. So this could be very, very bad for our top 13. But we're going to be up here watching Cody Ware lead the field to the green, although it's from the 14th position. Restarts have been wacky all season, and this is not going to be anything short. Positions 14 through 40 leading 1 through 13. Sounds like a really messed up all-star race. We're going to see how it works out. As for the final time, Cody Ware will lead us to the green flag. And it should be 3 to go, this time from Michigan. Cody Ware, being the underfunded team, does not get a good jump on the restart. This is what we have to watch for here. How these guys make it out of here. I actually forget that we're going to go back and watch the battle for the lead. It's going to be Ryan Newman leading the field. I mean, leading the field of cars in the lead lap. This is where the race for the win is back here. Ryan Newman could be another bracket breaker for the playoffs. He almost gets into the quarter panel of Mark Thompson. We're coming to 2 to go. Clint Boyer pulling it on the pit road. That is not good for them. Newman's got Truex looking low. He's going to have to block that lane or else he's in trouble. It doesn't look like he'll be able to. Kurt Busch is going to take them 3 wide. That's for the lead. 3 wide. Kurt Busch on the inside. Ryan Newman's going to lose it. Side by side for the lead down the back stretch. Lap and a half to go at Michigan. 3 more miles. Kurt Busch does not get the desired runoff. He's got Mark Thompson in front of him. But Ryan Newman's almost into the back of the 78. Which lap car goes faster? White flag here. Kurt Busch with the advantage. He's going to get into the 66 and take advantage for the final time. This is the most stressing finish to any driver's race. All over the place. It could wreck. It could all end at any moment, but Kurt Busch seems to have a good handle on it. This is what the 41 team needed. They've had a terrible season so far, and in round 6, it looks like they're all going to... Or, I messed that up. It looks like that's all going to go away. Kurt Busch narrowly blocked Martin Truex Jr. and wins at Michigan. No, I totally messed up that call for the finish. But still, what a crazy finish. Kurt Busch is going to come home with the victory, followed by Martin Truex Jr., Ryan Newman are able to hold on for 3rd. And this, Kevin Harvick 35th, is incredibly huge for the point standings. He was the points leader. While he had a comfortable lead, that is going to do a lot. William Byron finishing 6th, capitalizing on some woes. Ty Dillon with another top 10. He got lucky again and was able to pull out some strategy. Kane with a top 10. I mean, this is major stuff here. Not so great finishes from the faster guys. Clint Boyer, dead last. 1 point for him. Eric Almirola finishing 14th. Jimmy Johnson finishing 18th. Those guys were pretty fast today. Jimmy McMurray had a good car. And then Kevin Harvick also finishing very poorly. Eric Jones, 31st. I mean, this is going to be a huge shakeup in the standings as we go and look at the results. Kurt Busch winning the race. Exactly what they needed to do to get their season back on track. It's another win for Stuart Haas. Unfortunately, this race did not go planned at all for that team. It will only be one driver celebrating, as the next highest Stuart Haas driver finished 14th. And if we go down in the standings, the other 2 wound up 35th and 40th, and it seemed like they were going to be the 2 to beat. They just got the crappy end of the stick in terms of strategy. So if we go look at it, Kurt Busch, Truex, Newman, Blaney, and Dillon round out your top 5. 2 RCR cars in the top 5. What a day for that team. Byron 6th. Unexpectedly, the highest running Chevy. Or the highest running Hendrick car in the field. Paul Menard 7th. Ty Dillon 8th. Second week in a row we've had the Dillon brothers in the top 10. I said it would only happen once, but it happened again. Trevor Baynes 9th. Casey Kane with a good top 10 run. Suarez is 11th. Logano is 12th. Keselowski 13th. Almirola 14th. Larson 15th. Hamlin 16th. Elliott 17th. Johnson 18th. Chris Buescher 19th. McMurray 20th. The rest is history. Timmy Hill 25th. Exactly what he needs to do. And there's the rest of the standings. So, interesting race at Michigan. Definitely a shake-up for the point standings. And that's all I have for you guys. I recorded this thing at like 1 a.m. I am so friggin' dehydrated. Ooh, I have water here. Cool. Alright. Well, hope you guys enjoy this one. I'm not sure what race 7 is going to be. I'll probably figure something out. I'm making the schedule up as I go. Hope you all enjoy. I'll see you on the next one.